is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Josh and I are going to do a no run-through review for Star Wars Unlock, the escape game. So, probably at this point, I will have my ranking of all the Unlock games that they have done. I did a rank list of all the box sets, so all of those. I did a rank list and I scored every single one of them.
Holy shit.
And so, at the time of that, this was not out.
They all come with 3?
They all come with 3. So I've done, I think actually, let me see that real
There's
quick.
18 total.
There is actually one more that's not on here. They just released, so there's actually 21 total. But I would honestly not compare this to the other ones because these all have a different kind of quirky theme about them, and each one of them is different. This one is strictly Star Wars. And I will say, you didn't do the Hoth one with us, no. But you did the last two. So for me, this is definitely good enough to get in comparison to the other Unlock games. And for me, out of the 3, it's about 2 out of 3. 2 of them were good. 1 of them was not.
No, yeah. That last one was rough.
Yeah. So I'll quickly. So I guess minor spoilers maybe. We'll try not to, but in terms of, I'll quickly go over this one, and then you and I can talk about the 2 that we just did. The first one, which I'm guessing they went easy, medium, hard like they normally do. It was basically Hoth. Like the scene in Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
With Hoth. Like, it follows that almost, there's really, like, no licensing. There's no Luke or Han, but there is, like, I think they do mention Chewbacca and stuff. But this is definitely the easiest one. It's, like, and they've done that with the other ones. They have a Wizard of Oz one, and they have a Alice in Wonderland, that if you know those stories, you can pretty much follow.
Do it without even thinking about it.
Yeah. And that's what this one was. Like, if you know that scene, like, really at all, you're going to be able to make it through pretty well. But still, that one was easy enough that I was actually able to play that one with my mom on Thanksgiving without it being, like, over the top.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do here? She was actually able to input and be like, oh, so what if we try this? And it works. It's fun. Like, I like that scene in Hoth. The beginning of that movie is really good. I like
5
Hoth.
is arguably the best.
Right. And it's pretty good. It gets you into that vibe of Star Wars, and I would say all of these, really the first 2, these 2 feel more Star Wars, because the last one is on Jedha.
That made me want to fucking take a cheese grater to my scrotum.
Yeah.
That was awful.
I didn't even, so Hoth, really good. This one's really good. If I had to rank this one on itself, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Now, out of the other ones, if you watched my ranking video, those, I don't know, those have a feel about them. Those do a really good job being thematic. This one did too, but it was like, yeah, this is Star Wars, but...
That last one felt like there was just over the top in it, and it wasn't necessary. I'm not saying Star Wars isn't over the top sometimes, but
yeah.
It was a bit much.
Right. So that's the Hoth one, 8 out of 10. Still a lot of fun, enjoyed it. So then we come to the middle one, which was it almost felt kind of like the scene in A New Hope, whenever they get caught.
Yeah, and you're trying to escape.
Yeah.
Disguised as clone troopers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think of that one?
I really enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. Assembling your crew, you're a smuggler.
You're on the Outer Rim.
You're on the Outer Rim. You're trying to get all the cargo that was confiscated from you and escape with your new friends. You had to navigate through this giant Star Destroyer. It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, and actually all 3 of these do something that the other unlocks, so like the other, 7 packs do not. They give you advantage cards, which I thought were actually pretty interesting. So at the beginning of the game, there's 6 advantage cards, and you as a group pick 3 of them. And it goes from, navigation expert, expert pilot, like a droid.
Droid expert, scoundrel, all that stuff.
Yeah, and what's really cool is you don't know what, but they're going to give you benefits, and I think that that's actually really intriguing because what you pick is going to give you an advantage when certain
parts of it come about.
Like a card comes up, and you're like, oh, what's this? And then like you have that advantage that tells you, oh, when you come across an item like this, here's what you should do.
It's like an extra physical hint.
Yeah.
That you don't have to sit and hit on the app.
Exactly.
Give me more.
Right, yeah, just tell me what the fucking... Give me the answer. But it gives you a vague enough where it's not blatantly saying, do this. It's just like, oh, take a closer look at the card. Or
gets you in the right
you
direction.
know at least that the code has an 8 in it or something. And I think that that's pretty nice because in a real unlock or escape room, you do get 3 hints. And that's what those kind of feel like right off the bat. And since you have 6 options and you only get 3 of them, the combination you get might make, you might get a head start earlier in the game or later on. And both of these two, we had end game hints.
Yeah.
That it's like, oh, at the end, after your adventure's over, do this, and this is going to tell you how you kind of finish out the game.
Which is helpful.
It is helpful, and I think that that's pretty cool. I hope that within the further unlocks, because they already have another box set ready to come out, this is one of those sets of games that I love doing. I think the unlock games are a blast, even though they're not all gangbusters and not all amazing. The last 2 box sets were truly outstanding, so whenever they're not doing a Star Wars theme, they're doing fantastic jobs with their own themes. But yeah, this one was great. I liked it does do a pretty good Star Wars feel. None of these I feel like are exceptionally hard. The last one, I don't think it was hard, I think it was just bad.
Yeah, navigating that map was awful.
Yeah. But what was this one even called? I'm drawing a blank. It is called... Okay, well, one's called... I don't remember. It just says Smugglers.
That's what
break out of an Imperial Star Destroyer, and that's kind of what you did. And the ending, because usually, like the earlier unlocks, all led up to this big final, boom, here's the final clue, but they were always dumb. And here, for both of those, I thought this one was actually pretty fun. Where it thematically tells you, oh hey, use your different members of the crew.
It was nice. I liked that. It's like you're helping other people escape off this Star Destroyer, so let's all get off together.
Yeah. So that's pretty neat. What would you give this one on a scale of 1 to 10?
Seeing as this it was... I like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I feel biased. I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah.
I'm giving it an 8.
I think I'm also going to give it an 8.
It was really well done.
Yeah. And both of these actually utilize the app pretty well. Like, for this one of the machines was, like, you actually use, like, the binoculars.
I liked it where you were the droid in this one.
Yeah. And you had to kind of navigate based off the directions that you were given. So that was pretty good. Then we move on to the third one, which was on Jedha, which is only mentioned in Rogue One. That's with the Kyber crystals. Mm-hmm. And what is that one called? Recover Kyber crystals from the ancient moon Jedha. And, it tells you what you play as. In the first one you play as Rebels, second one you play as Smugglers, third you play as Imperial Agents. Boy, was that bad. That one was just really fucking bad.
It was tolerable up until we were in the fucking desert.
Yeah, because that's kind of... So the first half, it's kind of broken up into 2 halves. The first half, it's literally... You start off, actually, with 2 cards. You have a special rule, which is anytime you come across a card with a certain symbol, you have to do a machine. And that machine was just kind of like, oh, here's cards. Yeah. Like, it just told you... So it was kind of like your progression as you went through. That was fine. Then you had, like, an Imperial badge that you can flex on people.
Yeah.
Which you really couldn't do because everyone we wanted to do it
with...
Oh,
yeah, bitch.
Here's my fucking... Yeah, what do you think of this?
What do you think of my big old titties?
It's a fucking Imperial butt plug. What do you think of this? Spread your ass cheeks.
You want to fucking bend over? Make you my slave.
But that's the thing. Every time we wanted to use that, we had no card to use it. So it was like... Because it's like, oh, be careful who you show this to. So I thought there was going to be multiple opportunities for us to be like... oh man, should we show it? Should we force our hand? Nope, it was really just the one card that added up to, add 5 to this.
Yeah, it felt really dumb that it even gave it to us.
Yeah, and then, so the first half, it's like, okay, you need to go into this cafe, and, like, it's just like, okay, now all these people talk weird, and one of them's, you ever seen, like, on Facebook, it's just like, oh, if you can read this, you're a genius.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was like, man, this is trivial bullshit.
Because it's like the code is the first letter and last letter are the same, but the words in the middle are jumbled, and if you can read, then you can easily just...
What's it say?
I don't get it. This is an alien language. It was really dumb. And then...
I like the theme, though, like, going in, the whole bar is on unrest, because there's this fucking dude that's super wanted, and his poster's on the table, and, like, all that stuff, yeah.
That didn't even matter, though.
It didn't matter.
Because he left, and then it's like...
We
just
scared
walked
him.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh,
We're
now...
like, code blue.
Yeah, and then he takes off, and then it's like, all right, now everyone wants to talk to us. Anyway, so you move on, and then you kind of get a coordinate of where the pilot landed, where you had to get the Kyber crystals. And that puzzle was already kind of dumb, but it wasn't as bad. That one was like, oh, we'll try this, and I'm like, oh, wait, no, he's crashing, so he has to tank this way.
It's the Pilgrim's fault. They fucking shitty direction givers. You gotta go east, and then north, and then west, and then south.
And he got lost. But so
dumb bitch fucking directions don't make any sense to this line you drew.
Yeah, this map makes no sense. But that was the problem. Is so you get 4 fucking code things or like data of like people that you're looking for.
Dossiers.
Yeah, dossiers on people, and it's like it doesn't tell you in what order to actually do them. So you're trying to navigate through this desert, and you keep getting shot at, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, the tavern person said to come up and do this. Well, we tried that, but we still couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no, wait. We have to think of way outside the box to, like, we have to do you had to put in the code for the one next to it, and then you can get... It's like, no, just be, like... No, like
you want to shake a baby.
You fail so many times trying to just follow their map, and you're like, well, okay, we can't even do them.
Yeah,
because we have to get rid of that guy first, and it's just so much of a stretch.
We're getting shot at from here, from there.
Okay, so we're getting shot at from the south. Okay, we'll come up from here. Nope, apparently he's just like, and it's like for some reason he's just shooting at everyone.
He's like, oh, it moved. Bang.
Yeah, this one made also like zero theme. Like we're just out in this desert, but eventually you figure it out, and it's the easiest thing. It was like the easiest thing to fucking end with, and then from then on it was kind of like, oh, okay, boom.
Yeah, I was like, this is easy.
Yeah, now we're here. Okay, we need to do this, and then it's just like they made that one section so unnecessarily complex and for no reward either, because the following puzzles were just like, oh, boom, 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 boom.
Maybe they're just like, their brain will be in overdrive, so they'll get the rest of it like that.
And, I mean, we honestly did, like, because you had to basically trade, and you had to go around, and then the final one was so dumb, where it's like, you need to, this is spoilers, I guess, you need to set your
We spoiled the whole thing, but we're mad about it.
But that's because this one's so bad, so we didn't really spoil these two, so you can do the good ones. But whenever it's like, oh, you need to blast his door open, and it's max power, no one would think to do what a fucking...
Type the answer in, and you're like, oh.
Oh, okay. Alright.
That's just using the mechanic given to us.
Right. Without any real thought, like... it was bad. I didn't even like the theme. I didn't feel like an Imperial officer.
No,
I at least felt like I was on Hoth, like as a rebel, because you're trying to escape Hoth.
Yeah.
Then I felt like a smuggler, trying to gather your crew and your goods. And here I felt like I was I
just felt like a mercenary.
Yeah.
Like a hired merc. I'm supposed to be an Imperial officer.
Right. And looking for Kyber crystals, and we're looking for, the pilot.
The only time you actually feel like an Imperial agent is when you use the special little fucking FBI.
Yeah.
Or when you call in for support later on, and the rest of it just feels like I'm wandering around aimlessly trying to look for this bullshit I don't need.
I have found that when these unlock games bring in like a third party thing.
A third-party license?
Well, no. They've never done that. But I meant like a physical thing, like the map in this
Oh.
one. They have another one where it was like a poster. They never do anything with it.
It's just there.
It's just kind of there. The map was frustrating, but whenever they utilize their app, like making like the machines, that's their bread and butter. It's the machines in the app that make them really fun, or the cards themselves trying to fit pieces together. Overall, like, I mean, 2 out of 3 is not bad.
No.
And 8. What would you give this one?
Oh, it's like a 6.
Oh wow, that's higher than mine. I'm probably giving that a 4. Like, I really it didn't feel like Star Wars. It's in a Star Wars box, like subset.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's not so much that it was difficult in terms of the puzzles. I think it was difficult because you had to make things stretch.
I think you're right. I'm gonna drop mine down to. I'll drop it to a 5. It's average.
5?
It's average.
Yeah, I think that's fair for you, but I have played 21 others.
Yeah.
So I can sit here and be like, out of the ones that I extremely disliked, the ones that were 2s or 3s or 4s, it's in that range. The ones that are 5s are ones that are like, yeah, okay, the theme worked, but the puzzles were simple, or the puzzles were decent, but the theme was weak. That's kind of what I would average, because the ones that are good out of these, well, there's 6 boxes here, but the ones that are good out of the 7 are really good. They're innovative with their app. Their theme is really cool. Their puzzles are cool. There's 2 missions out of here that are 10, like out of 10s. Did you ever do the insert coin one that I gave you?
It is still in my basement because.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you still had it.
I do.
That's actually Steven's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, I think I gave him the box set. But yeah, that one. I mean, it's just they're branching into like almost like for some of the machines, it's like a mobile game.
Oh,
like for how innovative they're getting. And there's one unlock that does utilize a third party. I don't want to spoil any of those. Not third party, like a physical thing that I thought was amazing. But overall, usually whenever they add physical stuff, it sucks. I think that's where the exit games are. That's where they're superior because everything is physical. You cut stuff up, you fold, you spit
it's
on.
definitely you spit on it. They're a one-time game.
Yeah. And I don't know, if you're going to sell, like, whenever you're going to sell something that's Star Wars, and honestly, it's not even utilized in their own app. They have you download its own Star Wars app. Either that means they're going to do more set in Star Wars. I think you got to make all of them solid.
Oh, yeah.
And whenever they're not solid, like these 2, then they fall hard. Because if this wasn't Star Wars and you were a mercenary and you're exploring a desert, fine, it probably would be a 5.
Yeah.
But because it's in a who knows if they're going to make any more, and you're paying for the license, and this one flops so hard, then I mean, it makes these 2 shine a lot more. But if you're scaling up, it's like, okay, if this is easy, medium, hard, well, this one's easy, stupid. Like, yeah. It's like I didn't feel like this one was really any more difficult.
No, that never like broke my brain. This did.
Yeah, and only because it was like, oh, okay, I guess because we got the order that said data, so it's like, okay, I guess we just have these dossiers where we keep getting shot at. All right, I guess we take care of him. It was dumb.
I guess my other complaint would be, I know this is nitpicking, but like, we got it's 5, 4. I guess technically it's an order, descending order. 5, 4, and then this is around Rogue One, which is in between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say the themes don't line up, but they do. Now that I think about it.
And I don't even know if these are. This just so happens to be Empire Strikes Back. I just kind of relate this one to that scene in 4.
Well,
it's not necessarily that's it.
It's a fairly accurate description.
Yeah, but yeah, then it's just like But even in terms of movies, it's like, hey, the original trilogy. Oh, the standalone Rogue One movie.
Yeah,
it's like what?
The movie's good.
Yeah, the movie's great.
Rogue One's great,
But
that is not great.
I think what they wanted to do is they wanted you to be a smuggler. You know, the three factions: scoundrel, so rebels, scoundrel, Outer Rim, and then Empire. But it's like you
fell flat on
the Empire one. And
what they should have done is we should have been a Sith and fucking been hunting people.
What's interesting is they don't have any. They didn't have any Jedi, or they didn't have any.
They have no Force users.
Yeah, they didn't do any of like, and I wonder why, because it's like you could have been like a Jedi. Oh, I don't know.
You could be a Jedi hunting for a holocron in a temple. You could be a Sith hunting a Jedi.
Yeah.
Jedi.
A Jedi.
A Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like this
Maybe they were just like,
because it is interesting. In all of these, you can make an unlock theme out of. Like, but here it's like, really, what do you do with Star Wars?
The theme is Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I guess we like this one. This one was pretty cool because it's like you weren't escaping a room or anything; you were escaping the planet.
Yeah.
So that kind of worked in and of itself. This one made sense. You were captured by an Imperial destroyer, so you had to escape that. Here, you're not escaping anything. You're searching in the desert for poop. For just poop. For kyber crystals.
You're searching for kyber crystals.
So the last one was a stretch, and it made me mad, and I didn't like it. So
that's fair.
So I don't know. I would say I wouldn't want to see another Star Wars.
One of these.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I don't like the licensed stuff. It always feels forced. This didn't need to be Star Wars.
No.
Like, I would say if you're, what would you say? If you're a huge fan, would you say run out and get this, or?
This is a very niche thing to buy. If you were into either collecting Star Wars things or board games and you're a Star Wars fan, or you're into escape rooms and things like that, and you like Star Wars, get it, sure.
If you're into board games, escape rooms, and Star Wars.
That's incredibly niche. But I love Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the guy for that. I mean, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I personally think
board games, you like Star Wars.
And I run a review channel, or a run-through channel, so I kind of had to get it, and it came out this year. But I mean, because like I said, I love these unlock ones. I think they're a blast. So if I was to be like, oh, out of all these box sets, like, should you run out and get this one? I'd say probably not. Like, out of all the ones on here, like, these two really being the worst, like, there's 5 other box sets that are better than this one. Star Wars or not.
If you're wanting the unlock experience, this is not the one you get.
Yeah. Because I would also say this is actually less creative. The world's already there.
It's pre-generated.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they were going for. They didn't want to use any established characters, so they used loosely based stuff.
Yeah. Like, I think you do see Chewbacca.
And, like, they mentioned Saw Gerrera in this one.
Yeah.
They talk about, oh god, they don't talk about Vader in the middle one.
Nope, they didn't talk about any of the big guys. Saw Gerrera was
the biggest,
half-ass mentioned in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's what they were trying to do, is instead of making them really particular. But yeah, I also would feel that even these two are. I think these are really 8s out of kind of this box set.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like,
as a person that doesn't do this type of game very much, I wouldn't go out and buy this unless I was a collector of Star Wars stuff.
Right.
But also, that's coming from a guy that doesn't play these games a whole lot.
Yeah.
I do like them. I like the puzzle aspect to them.
Right, and I've played all of them. It's kind of like a thing now. We'll write our scores and results in the inlay of the box, and I give this to a friend who he plays them, and then he gives them to his friends, and they just kind of pass them around, and we try to compare. And that's kind of fun, and you are allowed to do that with the unlock games versus the XA, where it's like, oh, okay, that was that. Throw everything away because we can't.
Yeah, it feels like you're throwing your money away at
About
that point.
$15 a box though, so it's really not that big of a deal. So I don't know. Because let's see, because in the regular Unlock app, which let's see if I can find it, right there, they have like, yeah, they already have like their next one, Mythic Adventures, and all of them are in here.
Jesus,
to do.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So now there's going to be 24. Ooh, Mythic Adventures. That's going to be exciting. Yeah, so that's in the Clutch of Hades, Professor No-Side's Animal-O-Matic, and Around the World in 80 Minutes. So that's going to be pretty cool. But then you have the other app, Star Wars Unlock, with it just has the 3.
So maybe they're waiting to be approved for more licensing? I don't know. The fact that it has its own app kind of leads you to believe that they're going to have their own Star Wars branch.
God, which I'm just so tired of pasting on Star Wars. I mean, really, that's what this was. It was just it was a cash grab.
Writing the license.
Yeah. So, because obviously now, I mean, what's popular? I mean, they have like the old movies where they can do the prequels. Help. What I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anything else that they could do.
I mean, they could do one about the Mandalorian.
Maybe you help Anakin kill younglings.
I mean, Clone Wars is super popular. The Mandalorian's super popular. The prequels are popular to certain people, and then some people argue that we're not going to get into this whole debate, but like some say that prequels are better than sequels. Sequels are better than prequels. People say the sequels are better than the original.
Well, they're brain dead, but yeah, I mean, but there's other games out there that actually do the Star Wars license justice. Star Wars Rebellion. There is an Outer Rim game where you play a smuggler, and funny enough, the Star Wars Rebellion actually added a Rogue One expansion.
That's nice.
To it, and Outer Rim should probably make a Mandalorian expansion.
It would be sick.
And then they have X-Wing, where you actually play as, it's a miniature game. So there are Star Wars games out there. This is
not to just, you don't see this and just go grab it.
Right, yeah. So, I don't know. But still, these two were fun. This one was bad. The first two were good. So I guess get it if you really like Star Wars. But if you're...
I would say overall, as the box, it would be a 6. Overall.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 7. But as in and of itself, compared to the other 6 boxes or the other 7 boxes, it's probably a 5 or a 6. So that's that. So that's our thoughts on Unlock Star Wars: The Escape Game. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.